Anyway, hello, my name is Mordred Viking and I'd like to welcome you to this stream where we are playing as the Vinlandic Colonies. We are a lost colony of some long lost Viking nation, which is probably out there somewhere, but we're not entirely sure where. We started on the system of Midgard over here, which was very nicely next to Gotland and Jorvik, both of which have alpine planets which were suitable for our habitation. We have been smashing through technologies. We are particularly good at technology at the moment. We are as adventurous as it is possible for us to be. We've already maxed out the discovery tree. We are now working on expansion so that we can go and build some more colonies, and we are very much channeling the Norse spirit of adventure, of fun, of what's the word? Exploration. There we go. The sense of curiosity that the Norse people who left Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and went across the big seas to England, Iceland, and of course Greenland and North America. They're not a competitor, they're a customer. Well, unfortunately, we are spiritualists, and our immediate neighbour are fanatic materialists. They really don't like us at all. We've got very, very hostile relations between us. However, this is allowing us to spy on them. We've got our spy network going up. We've just gained our first asset, which is boosting our spy power against them, and that's going rather well. Quaggasol, thank you as well for the raid. Wow, 2 raids in very, very short form there. Thank you so much for that. You guys are awesome. According to the terms of service they signed when you established the embassy on their data belongs to you. Of course it does. I mean, you are big data. You said so yourself. Your privacy, our business. It is, after all, just good business. So we are trying slowly but surely to expand out and get some more territories. We started rather slowly because I wanted to make sure to map the stars as soon as we could, which we have been running. And actually, that's a good question. We've been gaining an absolutely ridiculous number of anomalies. Every single system, pretty much, has had an anomaly, and some of them have actually got multiple. That's not one of them. This one does. Nikor has actually got 3 anomalies in one system. There was another one that I had, which had 4. So we've just been bombarded. That's the reason I've got so many science ships out and about, because we're getting so many of them. I do kind of wonder if there is a data error there somewhere, and there's just too many of them. Because I remember the last time I played this, it was one every like 4 systems or so, but now I'm getting one every system with a couple multiples in a system. And the only thing that I can think of that would be increasing that is Map the Stars. Like, it used to be that Discovery gave additional discovery chance, but they've removed that. They removed that a while ago. But yeah, we seem to be getting an absolutely ridiculous number of anomalies, which is meaning that we're getting some super-powered systems around us at the moment. Like Gotland's pretty strong, but there's a 12 minerals down here. There's an 18 minerals over here. There's another 18 down here in Yadria. It's getting kind of crazy, and also kind of awesome. Quaggasol coming in with a 5-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Quaggasol. Hey Mordred, hope you know more about this game than I do. Not really. So, I'll let you into a little secret. I haven't really played this game since Megacorp? Federations, I think I played like 1 stream of, and then didn't touch it again. I didn't even have the DLC for Necroids. And like all of the stuff about getting artifacts, that passed me by somehow. So, yeah. I'm still learning everything that there is to do, but I'm absolutely loving the first contact system, where there is a bit more effort involved in making first contact, and the espionage system seems to be pretty cool so far. I haven't really had a chance to go too deep with it yet, but the fact that we've got envoys, although you can't name the envoys, that's the one thing that's annoying me, is everything else in my empire, like all the leaders are named after subscribers, all the ships are named after subscribers, except for the envoys. And at the moment, there is an election pending, and one of the possible candidates is one of the envoys, who now actually has like fully fleshed out stats and things, even though usually they don't have them. So yeah, it's kind of interesting on that. When Dublin? We could do a Dublin at some point. That was a Norse stronghold. I've actually been trying to think, like, what other places are we going to have? Because we've got Jorvik, we've got Gotland. Dublin is a really good choice, actually. And then maybe something in Normandy? What was, like, the major Viking settlement in Normandy? I'm not sure. I think it's part of the economic tweaks in this patch. That's entirely possible, yeah. Signing back in, wondering if you can name the envoy once they're elected. Possibly. We'll see if they win the election. Like, at the moment, our leader, our enigmatic leader, Leif Erikson, is fantastic. He's an explorer, because of course he is. I do kind of wish you could choose your own traits, but we got lucky. He has explorer. And he's also got home in the sky. Both of which I think are really appropriate for him. But his current agenda is slave optimizations, which increases slave pop resource output. The problem with that is slavery is prohibited. So it's like, yes, we need slaves. Wait, you guys don't want... Oh, okay. Novgorod? No, Novgorod's in Russia. Oh, you mean Holmgard, as in another Viking enclave. Yeah, actually, Holmgard, Konungard, and Miklagard would be good choices. I definitely agree with that, especially those first two. Wasn't it Rouen? It might be. I was kind of hoping there would be a more Viking-named settlement than Rouen, which is very French. But then again, Dublin... Actually, no. What was Dublin in Norse? Like, Holmgard and Konungard, definitely Norse. It was Rouen? Interesting. I don't know why, I kind of just assumed that they would have established their own settlement in the same way that they did with Dublin. But I guess he just took up his position as, like, the Duke of Normandy. Gormit of Gromit, Hatling Empire, and Third Tier Gaming. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. So, what else is going on in this playthrough at the moment? Well, we just sorted out our consumer goods issue. We were sitting on -7 for a very, very long time, but we have now resolved that. Especially... and this might actually be one of my favourite changes so far. You can designate what you want your planet to do. So, for example, Gotland here is being designated an industrial world. This is something I'm pretty sure the last time I played you could not do. It just designated what type of world it was based on what your output was. And considering Jorvik... No, it was Gotland. Considering Gotland has 3 agricultural districts, this place was for some reason a rural colony. It's like, I've built a mine, I've built a city, I've not built any agriculture, and this place has no agricultural capabilities. So why is it rural? But thankfully you can change that, and then even better, in the outliner options, there is now show colony designation icon. It's kind of hidden, but it's one of the best changes, I think, because it actually changes the icon of your planets in the outliner to what their designation is, which is absolutely astonishing. It's really good. Rural is not farming. Where is it? Rural is farming. Well, it's just district build speed and then worker pop resource output. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So it would be... Ah, it's because we had a mine there. That's why it was rural. Fair enough. I thought that rural was what AgriWorld is. AgriWorld is like the true farmer output. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think Dublin was named Difflin. That is true, yes. I might need to ask about Dublin's name again when we get to the position where we can get another colony, but unfortunately that's not going to be for a while. Although, Bax now has a starbase, so we want to rename this. So what's a defensive location that the Norse may have had? Rather than a colonial or an expansion place, like a defensive place. Donavak. Is that the wall that was at the base of Jutland? Shenandoah River. No. We've already got a Jorvik. Stamford Bridge. Stamford Bridge might be an interesting one, actually. You're not wrong. Although that was more of a was Stamford Bridge a defense? Yeah, it was a defensive battle, I guess. Helsingborg! Or, oh no, Offarsdyke was Saxon, wasn't it? Not Norse. You know what? Helsingborg. We're going to call that, because that's basically protecting all of our expansion south. So yeah, Helsingborg I think is going to be a better name. Trelleborg. Because it's you, Grugi. I don't need to rename the place. What is the premise of this Stellaris Empire? The premise of this Stellaris Empire is we are Vikings lost in space. We are the Vinlandic Colonies. We are the lost colony. And we are in just every way. We're just Vikings. We are the Norse. So our governing ethics are egalitarian, militarist, spiritualists. Our civics are memorialists because of the sagas, and distinguished admiralty because longships. Vikings in space! Trelleborg's the original Viking ring fortress. Is also your home. Oh, that's cool. Floimed Grastendenum is the Icelandic name for the Viking settlement in Newfoundland. Oh, is that, Lonso Meadow? I mean, technically that should be Leifbunda, according to the saga of, I forget if it's Greenlanders or Eric the Red, but one of those. Leif's Cabins. I don't actually know where Lonso Meadow comes from. I think it's just the name of the local region that they happen to have found the settlement in. Surprised you didn't want barbaric despoilers. It's because we're not the raiders. We're the settlers. We're the traders. We're the explorers. We're not the fighters. Yeah, we were a bit militaristic because we know how to fight. But that's not what we do. Should get nihilistic acquisition. I mean, it's the same thing. If we wanted to turn to our more raiding roots, we could absolutely do that. But this is an effort to emphasize the good bits of Norse culture. The curiosity, the wanting to know what's out there. We are the explorers. After all, our leader is Leif Erikson, not Ragnar Lothbrok. Lonso Meadow is because it's in French-Acadian Canada. Yeah, but is that the local area? Is that what that was called? Or did they just name the settlement afterwards because it was found by a French-Canadian? We're the ones that go to Volkvanger, Freya's Valhalla. Yeah, probably. Oh, speaking of which, and this is not a system I've named. Aesir legitimately was right here. I quite liked that. It's like 2 provinces away from my start place, we have the Aesir. Brilliant. Oh, Scandinavian did way more trading, culture, meeting and exploring than they did raiding. Trade and meeting others meant more to Viking society than raiding. Yeah, I mean, if I was the raider, I'd call myself a Viking, but we're not, we're the Norse. Oh yeah, and our race traits, species traits, Alpine preference, obviously, because we're northern, natural engineers, because we do shipbuilding, and then nomadic, because we're the explorers. That's what we do. Alright, anyway.
Construction project concluded.
Onwards and upwards. Golba has just been colonized. Now the question is, do I want to go north or south? If I go north, then I can eventually get to here. And possibly... That's the Infinity Machine. Like, there are some really good systems up here. 18 minerals, 12 minerals. There's also a trade route. Or we make the long trek over to this side. And the interesting thing is we now know that it is possible to go around here. You can actually go along this to get into here. I don't know why I can't see that now, but there is a connection right there. Which is one of the reasons why I was going to try and start exploring that. You know what I need to do? I need to say crash. I need to move here. Because there is an archaeological site, and I need to excavate that.
Construction project complete.
The envoy got elected. Alright, so Leif Eriksson's lost his position, unfortunately. Big and testy, upon entering the Milistamu, our sensors picked up strange readings. Dismissed at first as glorified asteroids, things quickly changed when it was discovered these entities acted aggressively to movement in space, even at great distance. Observation of these entities, preferably from a safe distance, is advised. Keep it up. Can I rename him now? Yes! Yes, I can. Alright, so our envoy is now to be known as Master Thief Esquire. Oh. Okay. Huzzah. I think I know what he was doing. We have one envoy which is legitimately out scouting for people, and the other one is just the spy. I wonder which one he was. We did get a new one. And no, I think it was actually the top one. The constant calculator. We picked up a signal. It originates from the titanic metallic sphere we encountered earlier. Previously impervious to contact attempts, it now sends a rhythmic pulse of radio waves pointed towards the black hole it orbits. What it's doing is beyond any of our stuff, but this signal might have created an opening into the sphere for our scientists to exploit. So, fascinating. We can do this special project, or I haven't got time for this. No, this is fascinating.
Log updated.
We're definitely doing this. Longbeard! Thank you very much for the Prime resubscription, coming in with a 9-month resub. Thank you. Question is, have I made a race for the Jotun? That can be the enemies. Well, I mean, the guys immediately to our south, who are basically Cyclops, hate us. They absolutely detest us. So, title of the envoy should be Law Speaker after the person that decided the things. That's true. Law Speaker is one of my favourite titles. Unfortunately, we can't rename envoys at all. Can't name their titles, can't even rename them as a character. It's one of the main reasons why we wanted to rename this guy. So that when he becomes an envoy again.
Anomaly found.
Well, we've got the great fortress of Trelleborg overlooking the entrance to Jotunheim. So, we're doing a thing about that. Corolla system. Where is Corolla? Oh, it's one of the ones that was near us, isn't it? No, it's not. Where is this? Oh, it's way up there. Okay. Now, I know that one of these guys was being set up as the science ship, but I'm not sure which one. You're the explorer. I feel like it was you. I feel like you're just working on that one and then you're done, so you may as well come over here and research those anomalies. Meanwhile, the construction ship in Crash is done. Aha. So we need somebody, which is probably you, to come over here and start working on the excavation once you finish scanning that. In fact, what you can do is you can survey, research the anomalies, excavate. Okay, then this guy can move over, and I think... I still don't have anyone searching this. I mean, actually, you may as well build the mining stations. Biggie Smalls might want to go home to research. He's a genius. Is he? Oh, so is Mad Dog. They've gained traits in the meantime. You're not wrong. Mad Dog, I think, does want to do research. And, I mean, we've got a genius, we've got a maniacal, so it's got to be this guy. Which unfortunately does mean that Rexleo is probably going to get fired because particle expertise isn't going to be amazingly useful. Let's see if we've got anyone better. It's another maniacal, but we don't actually need maniacal right now. Ah, it's fine. So we need to choose Biggie Smalls before we unpause. Otherwise the missions get cancelled. I'll just leave you on there. It's fine. Incoming transmission. Headmaster Cadrellus de Luc. Greetings, Master Thief Esquire. We've come up with a gorgeous new type of architecture, specifically tuned to improve crowds' understandings of one another. A Ministry of Culture. It functions thanks to a mix of using the populace's subconscious bias against each other in art, and then smashing it all and presenting a new form of unity. Would you like to purchase this building? It will surely prove useful to binding your empire together. It's a bargain, if I do say so myself. That would cost $2 grand. This would give us access to the Ministry of Culture, which would be really nice. Does this come up again? Or is this a once take it or leave it type situation? I mean, we don't have that many resources. We have minerals and we have food. And we would need to raise 1,060. And this is before the world market has been established. The prices aren't going to be the best. You can buy it on offer later. Alright, we'll just save up for it. It's fine. White hell! Despite the seemingly frozen surface of Eridosca 7, the planet's orbital path around Eridosca leaves it blistering at several hundred degrees. Under normal circumstances, this would sublimate the ice on Eridosca's surface. However, extreme gravitational pressure exerted by the planet's ultra-dense core keeps the water in a solid state, resulting in a planet of fiery hot ice. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we have another first contact thing. The entity is encountered by our fleet some time ago as spaceborne forms of life. Quickly renamed the Space Amoeba, following a tactician's gross misreading of the initial sensor output, the creature is in fact larger than the average Vinlander's corvette. The creature displays aggressive behaviour towards Vinlander's ships, but further study might be warranted. So we can say easy prey, which will give us the Amoeba Hunter modifier, which will increase the damage we do to them, and we gain 1,000 ducats for everyone that we kill. Or we can say fascinating creatures, which will then allow us to study them. Again, we're the curious Vikings. We're not the fighty Vikings. So I think we're going to study these things. After all, these could be space whales. In which case we probably do want to kill them. I don't know. I'm going to need to bring in the ting for this. What to do? Question. Alright, what do you think we should do? Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Vote, vote, vote. What shall we do? I mean, to be honest, anything big in space is going to look like a whale to us. Lupercal Horus, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. Alright, votes are in, and it is rather overwhelmingly in favour of study them. Imaginary Exponent, thank you very much for the 5,000 channel point investment. We are going to go and study. Fascinating creatures.
An alien empire has established communications.
Right, so where was this again? That's up here. No, it's not. It's here. Is there a situation log? There is. Space amoeba study will cost 2,000 social. Huh. You know what? Go ahead and do both. I'm curious. What's that going to give us? Signs of battle. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of Uelon 4 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with the craters from stray weaponry blasts, and scans from the Vic Whitey's here have picked up several holes on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is a testament to their advanced designs. Science Officer Ramsword is preparing an expedition to sift through the derelict hulls for any valuable technologies. So we can now do the graveyard.
Situation log updated.
And Ramsword has become...
System survey concluded.
What? You're not going to tell me. Great. This is Ramsword. You've become an expert in psionics. Okay, okay. Here we go. 10% extra population speed. Don't mind if I do. Please and thank you.
System survey concluded.
Another anomaly up here in Trund, which... I mean, to be honest, once you finish surveying that, you can just come back here and finish researching this. It's not going to be the end of the world for you. And everyone's doing something. We are still losing energy, and in fact our energy deficit is growing.
Construction project concluded.
The puzzling polygon. The Vic Samuel crew has recovered the reflective polygonal object near LJG009, bringing it on board for a detailed study. The object's most intriguing quality is its ability to reflect most types of low-frequency energy beams directed towards it. High-frequency energy beams, however, remain unaffected, making the object's properties useless with regards to any potential fleet defense applications. Despite extensive examination, the Samuel research team has been unable to determine the function or origin of this peculiar polygon. It appears to be hollow, but its metalloid surface is engraved with some kind of scientific notation. Though the full meaning of this codified data eludes us, Ishiku believes that it reaches into wormhole mechanics. Our research team was able to glean some fascinating insights into wormhole theory by studying these notations. Whatever purpose this object was created for, however, is still a mystery. Curious indeed. Very, very curious.
Anomalous readings registered.
And that is here. Which you on your way to do anyway.
System survey concluded.
Okay, so we have constructor ships who are currently hanging around doing not a whole lot of anything. Let's have you come down here with the intention of colonizing. And then you can basically... come and build mining stations over there. Special project completed. The team under Science Officer Ramsword has finished their expedition on Uelian 4 and returned to the White Ears here. Sadly, the wrecked starships on the surface were too badly damaged to recover any useful technologies. These vessels were clearly very advanced, however, and we could gain valuable engineering insights if we analysed the way that these were designed. We should consider the construction of a permanent science outpost in orbit.